Tuka ambaye amekuwa nje kwa jeraha kwa muda mrefu na kuja anacheza mechi na kisha baadaye anashinda taji. Pamela Adhiambo alitajwa kama mchezaji bora wa kike na mchezaji bora, mshambulizi bora na vile vile hatari zaidi katika ushambulizi wake. Ulisaidia sana timu ya Pipeline kushinda taji hilo. Kenya Pipeline ndio mabingwa wa zoni ya 5, ubingwa wa bara Afrika. Kwingineko ni kwamba rais wa mchezo wa kielekroniki ukipenda Desire Kasuku ameyataka mataifa ya Afrika vile vile serikali za Afrika kukumbatia mchezo wa kielektroniki ama ukipenda e-gaming, wakisha kwamba mchezo huu unasaidia sana kukuza vipaji nchini Kenya na vile vile barani Afrika. Rais huyu amesema kwamba iwapo mataifa ya Afrika yatakumbatia mchezo huo, itakuwa ni afueni kubwa sana kwa mataifa ya Afrika, haswa mataifa ya Afrika Mashariki kupata nafasi vile vile kuandaa mashindano ya kibara.
The first edition of our Esport Champion Series was last year. We organized the competition with Institut Français in the Sahel regions with the final in Senegal. And that was the Sahel Esport Champion because we have invited champions from 5 Sahel country regions. And this year we wanted to change because we want to reach, all the continents, and then we had the East African region, but the name East African not really sexy fun. So Swahili is really for me the right name for this culture in this region. That's why we created the Swahili Esports Champions.
And this this tournament is specifically targeting ladies. Why?
Because we have to highlight that esports is not only for male. Last year when we organized the Sahel Esport Champions in Senegal, Mali, Chad, Burkina Faso, Niger, we organized the FIFA esport tournaments, and we had hundreds of participants. It was only men. And for the second editions with Institut Français, we choose to target female competitions, and in Kenya you have a great champion, you know her, yes. The Queen Arrow, yes. And so the idea was to invite girl champions that could be like the highlight champions of the regions. Mm-hmm. That's why we chose to make it on Tekken, because it's the Queen Arrow game.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you have almost 8 countries participating in this championship in Nairobi. How was the reception when you gave out this idea to federations in different countries that we have to hold this? How was that reception?
I think at the beginning it was weird because it was a special request. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't really easy to detect female champions in all these countries. To be honest, some countries hadn't any, let's say, recognized female champions. So we had to select these 8 countries because that was the 8 countries that really had this kind of champions. So, but after the first reactions, the weird reactions, I really felt that was pretty exciting for all of them, because that was the proof that this was possible. And now I see that every country want to have their own champions. I received a lot of requests. We want also to send our champions and so on. So I think for the next edition, we will have more and more champions coming on these female tournaments.
Mm-hmm. Now, aside from Swahili eSport and having this tournament in Nairobi, in Africa as a whole, where do we stand when it comes to esports?
Yeah, that's the good question, the real good questions. Mm-hmm. To be honest, Africa is not really on the esports map today. Mm-hmm. When you try to see the biggest esports competition in the world, like League of Legends, Dota 2, Counter-Strike, you won't see any African big team. Mm-hmm. Even worse, you won't see any African player in these big teams. Yes. So we need to do something to highlight our esports ecosystem. But for now on, we have many problems. Infrastructure, internet connection are not the best one. We don't have any game servers in Africa. We have also a problem of mentality. Gaming is not the best practice. If you have a child, not sure you will push your child to play esports. I think we have to change our mentality. This is creative industry. It's not oil or it's not gold industry. It's really something we might evolve in our brain. But I think in 2-3 years we can be present, because the biggest games now are mobile games, and Africa is the right continent for this kind of games. So let's see in the 2 or 3 next years, if all the governments, all the let's say esports companies invested in esports, we could have a great champion and great tournaments on the continent.
You spoke about mentality, that in Africa we don't see esport, as something very big. And do you feel like federations from Africa are doing enough to demystify that, tell the people out there that you can actually make a livelihood out of esports?
Definitely not. That's why we are here. We really want to explain. We organized the Swahili Esports Champion business meetings on Friday with many esports stakeholders from the continent, many ladies. And that was this kind of initiative was really something we want to develop, to talk with politics, with businessmen, company, brands, advertisers, investors, just to explain, hey guys, see, I love one figure. The global esports, let's say gaming market in the world, the turnover is around $200 billion. Music is $25 billion. Yeah, you see that. Even cinema is something like 50. And if you see the Netflix, Amazon, and so on, all these platforms, some to 80, 90. So if you make all these 3 practices, let's say these 3 industries, it's less than video game alone. So there is a real market. We need to invest in it. Africa has a chance to be a part of this industry. So let's go.
Yes, I see you have a tag of France Esports. And how is France Esports trying to help the African African as a continent also up their game when you talk about esports?
So first, let me introduce myself. I'm president of Sages Africa, a company I created in Mauritius to develop esports on the world continent. But yes, you're right. I'm also the president of France Esports. This is the association that gather all the esports stakeholders in France, meaning publishers like Riot Games, Ubisoft, Sony, PlayStation, Microsoft, and so on, but also tournament organizer, professional teams, and so on. And we aim to develop esports in France, but also in the world. So we have many partnerships with many stakeholders, with also federations, with governments, and we want to let's say, make a bridge between our old experience, more than 25 years of experience in France, with this, young market in Africa. So with Institut Français, with French embassies, with Alliance Française, we are trying to make these esports topics a priority everywhere in the world.
Tunapumua kidogo, tukirejea tuna mengi zaidi na tutakuwa na mazungumzo naye Alex Muteshi, patron wa timu ya FC Leopards ambayo ni timu babu kubwa hapa nchini Kenya, lakini siku za hivi karibuni haijakuwa ikifanya vizuri. Tufanye nini ili irejee kwenye hali yake?